get this mic closer to me so you can hear me clearly. Look, this one has nothing to do with UK. This is a rant. Been thinking about this. This has come to my mind a few times this week. And it's been derailed a little bit for me doing those 24 reviews. So this is not going to be UK. I just want y'all to know. This is general sports rant. Now I'm trying to decide which one I'm going. Am I going to go track? Am I going to go? I'm going to go college sports. As someone who has had the opportunity to go to college for free and then came back to college, I sort of understand the the feeling that a lot of people have about college sports, the money you're getting paid for free, and all that stuff. But I'm gonna tell you something. As a college, I'll say this: as a guy who was fortunate enough, if I really wanted to, I could have went to college for free on the academic side. So I want you to understand that going on the academic side is stressful, but it's not the same. I don't think some fans, truly understand the difficulty it is of being a college athlete on scholarship, regardless if in today's world you're getting paid. I don't think truly people understand the level of commitment, the level of isolation, the level of um, probably depression that a lot of these high school athletes go through. Because here's what happens a lot is that I can only imagine it's worse now, is that most of the great college athletes have been great for a minute in their prospective sport. It's not like they became great their senior year. If you only became great your senior year, you're not probably playing high level football. You're probably gonna go D2 or D3 and still hone your skill. But if you are a legit top, I'm gonna say top 300, definitely top 100 athlete, you have been good for a minute. So now, if that kid is less of a better term, plucked away from his support staff, his support system, where he lives, doesn't matter where he is, and then dropped in another unknown city, some kids have a problem. Add on top of that, you're no longer the best guy on your team or one of the best guys on your team if you play on a team that's really good. Not one of the best guys on your team, not one of the best guys in your area anymore. Everybody on that team wherever they got plucked from. And there's so many factors that goes into high level football that is never talked about. There is loss of family members. There is the inability to focus on your grades. There's the inability of now understanding that your God given talent isn't the only reason why you can play on Saturdays. There's other factors. There's doing the right things that you might not have been taught growing up. So now things have changed. And the way that fans get on athletes, college athletes, sometimes cross the line. And I could even say that for myself. I hope that when I say things about, now we can go to Kentucky players, that is strictly game day execution on Saturdays. But even I can understand that if, I hope players are not watching my shit. But if they are, there's there is no try to not attack character because I don't know you. And that should be the same thing for fans. You don't know these kids. You don't know what is going on Sunday through Friday. You have no idea. Because I speak that because I went through it. There's some things that happened when I was at Kentucky. What is it, about 1,100 miles away, maybe? Something like that. Whatever it is, 1,000 miles away, whatever. It was at that time a 12-hour drive. Now with the speed limit being increased, I don't know how long it'll take now. But being that far away from home, and in my time, cell phones were not, you had to pay for your minutes to be on the cell phone. So you couldn't use your cell phone. You had to use the landline in your dorm or in your apartment. So you had to get back to your dorm or your apartment to talk to the people whom you potentially need to talk to if you had that option. Some people didn't even have that option. So it's interesting that sometimes these stories come out years and years later. I wish that, for example, like for me with Anthony, we on Wednesday night. It would be great, man. Me thinking about it now, it would be great for us to be able to highlight a player every week to allow him to tell his story. Because I think a lot of fans think these players are superhuman, and maybe there's a way to humanize these athletes and let them tell their background story. Because if you learn the background story, I hope that maybe there's a little bit more grace given to a kid on Saturday. I tell you, man, I had people die in my family that I couldn't go home to because I was so far away, and we couldn't. I mean, afford a plane ticket just to go there for a day and come back. Um, wasn't in the cards. Um, I had stuff happen on campus. It's funny now, but it's not. Again, I took a thermodynamics test and it was not good. I don't even want to tell you how bad it was. And that affected me for a long time, for days, because now it's like, shit, am I going to be able to pull that grade up to be able to play? Like those kind of things are are not brought to the light enough. Like you don't know what a kid's background was. He comes here, he's supposed to be this, and he comes here, he has some adversity. How does he react? It's difficult, y'all. Like you will never be the transition from high school to college is much harder than it is from college to the pro. It doesn't mean you're gonna last in the pro on the program, but the transition. There are too many, especially nowadays, that I see it with my own two eyes now. There's too many times where kids are allowed to do things in high school and middle school, and coaches condone it or turn their or put blindfolders on because they need to win games or they want to win games for their ego. So players are allowed to do things in some high schools that actually, at the end of the day, is detrimental to them making to the next level. Because a lot of these coaches want to be able to say, well, I have X amount of players in the NFL. Well, some of the things that you are doing is actually counterproductive. So, um, I don't care how much a player is getting paid. I won't. It's interesting that fans and followers of sports are always in the damn pockets of players, but not in the pockets of the people who are paying the players. No rightful business owner is gonna tank his company for a player. That's why you always have these holdouts. So if a player is making X amount, he's probably worth that amount to the program, institution, organization that he's on. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Ain't got nothing to do with you. So get out of the pockets of these college players. And as an ex-college player who ain't make a fucking dime, I am not gonna ever hate on these kids for making money because it's long overdue. And every generation, things happen for the better, hopefully, for the next generation. It is amazing that these players are finally able to make money. And I'm going to say something else with now. This is why this is a rant. If your old ass, and guys like me, really believe that now players are only like this because of money, you are wrong. And you are feeding a bad narrative to the fans because fans are going to gravitate to what you say because you played the sport. There have been lazy ass, uncommitted, entitled players since the 80s. It was just different. You couldn't label it as money. Like you couldn't put that extra, well, it's got to be because of money. But you most people say it because he's on scholarship and he's going to school for free. There has, you cannot tell me there has not been a player on your team that's been entitled, that felt like they were better than everybody else, that didn't give it all they could in practice. Like for players in my generation and before that, that's the great thing about my dad is he doesn't feel that way. I guess that's probably why I don't feel that way because he never did it to us. If you truly believe that the money is the reason, like a lot of people say it's the sole reason. Don't get me wrong, the money is definitely, it plays a factor in everything. But there have been lazy ass players since the test of time. There have been entitled players since the test of time. We as old players have selective memories and forget about players whom have done things when we were playing. Soft ass, candy ass players. I've played with them. I'm just being honest. I've played with mentally weak players. I have teammates that'll probably say I was weak because I miss practice during the week sometimes. So if we are going to say, and that's why for me it is so important for players to be honest with the fans and truly be honest and not try to glorify your error. Because I can say some shit when I was in high school, when I was in Little League, when I was with the Bears, when I was at Kentucky, of players saying shit that will make you go, whoa, really? And that's the truth. So, um, rattling back on my rant a little bit. Give these kids some grace. There's there's nothing wrong. 1,000% nothing wrong with criticizing because you are a quote unquote public figure on a public platform playing a public sport that fans endear themselves to. Criticize a player for his actions on the field. Don't go beyond that because a lot of people, not a lot, I'm not going to say that. Some of the things I hear from people cross the line all the time. And you can do as you may, but I guarantee you some of y'all would not say that in the face of a player. And to come on Twitter, I'm a Twitter follower. I don't really go on any other social media. If you're on Twitter saying bullshit, man, that's just so wrong. You know, there are things, dude, that I can speak personally from that I have left Commonwealth Stadium with my parents, and just the just the little positive statement to a player changes his day. I'm just be honest. Just it can be the little you think is minute, but you don't know what he or she has been going through, and any little thing, anything that says, keep your head up. I saw you, man. You were out there playing your ass off, or man, you were my favorite player. I see whatever it is, it could truly change that athlete's day. And what can make it worse is when you're already criticizing. Look, every player, I wouldn't say every, let me scratch that. The majority of players, when they lose, are more distraught than y'all. Even when y'all are ultra drunk saying stupid shit. Losing a game, especially in football, when you only have, when I played 11, in that moment after the game, dude, it's no fan feels worse. We are doing the same shit that you're doing. We're thinking about the coaching, we're thinking about teammates, we're thinking about ourselves. Like all the shit that y'all are saying, we say tenfold. And probably some of us more negative than what y'all are saying. So now, if you're in a negative spot, and that's why I give so much grace to the current player with social media. If you're in a black spot, a dark spot, and you go on social media and start just scrolling, all you see is negativity, you probably gonna get in a darker spot. No doubt about it. So sometimes, man, I'm just being honest. Sometimes give these kids a little grace because I really don't think y'all understand how difficult it is to play college sports while taking on a college level education. But some kids are not privy to being pushed in high school academically. And now this might be the first time your ass is pushed athletically and academically. It is a bitch. So I'm gonna say this: give the kids some grace, and I really think we need to, not we, because I would say the media needs to do a better job of highlighting some of these kids and the things where they come from, background, where what they're going through, because I think we need to humanize these kids even more now, because I know for without a shadow of a doubt that the NIL stuff is getting even fans hotter and hotter. So that's my rant on that. I'm gonna go to my favorite sport. I sitting here last night, and this is not the first time it has come up, but it hits even harder because my kids are track kids. And I'm watching U.S. Nationals. It's qualification for World Championships in September. And I'm watching the decathlon first, and in the heptathlon, the multis, and I'm seeing a lot of unattached athletes. And then you go to the track events, the main events, and the level of unattached athletes is alarming. For a, I know track is an interesting sport. It's like 20 some events, and it's not a team, and it's hard for some fans to, I don't know, take a hold to. But it is unfortunate that in this country, when the Olympics comes around, Summer Olympics comes around, our track and field is probably right up there with basketball and gymnastics as far as viewership. And you come here, and as a professional athlete, you are training to run for your country. And if you win U.S. Nationals, which means you are the best American in your event, is on that day, but it's going to be taken as for the year. And the prize money is $8,000. When I don't think people understand this, when to be a high level track athlete, you need resources. So, high level track athlete needs a personal trainer. They need to get the post workout massages. They need to eat properly. They need to have a damn coach. They need to have the proper attire, equipment, all the above. And for you to train all year and to win your event and get a damn medal and $8,000, crazy. You have Daniel Roberts, a UK alum, finished second in Olympic, multi-medal winner in the major events, to get dropped by Nike, and he's unsponsored. It's crazy. Now, I don't know what the angle is, because that's a lot of people don't understand. The business is the business, and I don't know what the answer is. I don't know how to ever improve track, because we as Americans don't give a damn about track until the Olympics. But for, and I can talk about the U.S. qualifying trials, whatever you want to call it, nationals. We had multiple big time medalists pull out of our national to qualify for world. That's crazy. But it's not crazy when to get to Eugene, Oregon, it's probably gonna cost you to stay there, travel. I don't know if you've ever been to Eugene. It's hard to get there. It's probably $2,000-3,000 just to get there. Just to get there is $2,000-3,000, really. And if you got an agent, you got to pay your agent. If you bring in resources with you, you got to pay for them. And if you are unsponsored, you don't have the ability to do everything in your power to perform at your best unless somebody is supporting you. That's just not right, man. I don't know what USATF could do, which is Association for US Track, but something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. And people wonder why college athletes do so well a lot of times at nationals and the Olympics, is because they're at college and they're getting all that shit for free. If you had a great program, you got a good track coach, You have good facilities. You got good nutrition. You have PTs at your disposal. Now, especially with NIL, look. I would go if I was doing this and track was is my I feel like it's my lifeline. I would go to JUCO for 2 years with this new rule. Go to JUCO for 2 years. Go to college for 4. So now I'm in 6. If I really want to do it and expand it, I would go to JUCO for 2 years. No matter how good I am, I'll go to college and tell coach I'm redshirting my freshman year. Now I got 7 years to run track with the resource I need. So that's almost 2 Olympics. That's definitely one, depending on when you enter college. It could be 2, could be 1.5, whatever it is. For track, and stretch that ability and those resources out as long as possible. Because, dude, once you've done in college, you lose all of those advantages that you have with college. And now you got to pay for it. And if you're unsponsored, how the hell are you going to pay for it? And if you can only go to PT once a week, that's putting your body in stress more than a college kid who can go every day. Man, it's watching track and seeing how these young kids are getting better and better, and to know that they might be the best in the world unless they're on social media, have a great following. Daniel Roberts got dropped because he didn't have a great following on social media. Daniel Roberts, multi-time medalist, and he's not sponsored. And now, I don't think the stresses of that is crazy. So I don't know what we can do with track. It hurts my heart that these men and women train all year to win $8,000. So a lot of these people are unsponsored. And even the ones who get a little help from USATF is still not enough to be able to perform to your absolute best. But then when we get to Olympics and we don't win or we don't medal, fans don't know why. There's a lot of backstories that are not being told. And and like I'll say this, then I'm getting because how long I've been ranting. Been ranting for almost 30 minutes. Like Trevor Bassett, 400-meter hurler. Trevor Bassett won a indoor gold medal. I think it was at World Championships. He's been on multiple 2 Olympic teams. I think Trevor won a damn medal at World Championships. And the guy, through all that, went to Ashland University, or college. I can't remember if it was a university, college, whatever. And the reason I know this because I follow his coach, although he's in left there. But the guy was doing his own workouts. Didn't have a coach. Didn't have a sponsor. Even after winning a medal. And the thing about it, the average fan doesn't know his story. If you knew his story, you would be amazed. And he just got picked up by, I think he might be with Adidas this season. And he's been running unsponsored for 4 or 5 seasons. And I can understand a fan saying, well, if he's not one of the best, well, why would this guy was a medalist? He is one of the best in the world. Not just in the country, he's one of the best in the world. And it's unsponsored as a pro. Can you imagine you playing football being unsponsored? Crazy. I understand the popularity is different, but damn, something needs to be done with my favorite sport. And I don't have the answers, but I try to do my duty. I'm not gonna argue about USATF putting the the weekday events behind the paywall. I don't feel that entitled. So I try to do my part. I try to watch. There's no try to watch. I watch all the time. I watch the sport, and it's unfortunate, man. It's truly unfortunate that a lot of these top athletes who are professionals are not supported. But when we go to Olympics, a lot of people got shit to say. All right, that's 30 minutes. I've ranted enough. I'm done. I will see y'all later today for the final edition of the 2024 review with the offensive line. Um, see Anthony. Listen to Anthony White now on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Locker 411. And I think that's all I got. Y'all have a good Friday. And if you like,